is prepare for the blessing. Somebody say prepare for the blessing. Many of us, listen, want a blessing, but we ain't ready for the blessing. Many of us want a blessing, but we haven't strategized to get a blessing. Many of us want a blessing, but we are not prepared for the blessing. Many of us, listen, y'all, are not empty enough. We're too full of ourselves. And God is waiting for us to empty ourselves of who we are, that he might fill us with who he is. Tell somebody, prepare for the blessing. Listen, in this case, Jesus had them sit down in groups of 50. That's 100 different groups of 50. He says, now y'all sit down in these groups. What was Jesus doing? It was a way of organizing them, getting them ready, y'all hearing this, for the blessing of food. Now, here's what I really want to say to you, because if you really want to prepare for the blessing, you got to be obedient. Tell somebody, be obedient. Can you imagine what the disciples were thinking? They knew they only had a little bit of money. They knew they only had 5 loaves and 2 fish. And here Jesus is acting like he about to feed these folk. He telling them folk, get in groups. We gonna take care of you. You sit over here. You sit over here. Can you imagine those disciples, what they were thinking? They didn't say anything. But I'm gonna admit that if I was one of those disciples, I'm too logical for this. I would have looked at that bread and that fish and looked at them people. I would have looked at that bread and fish again and looked at that people. I would have gone to Jesus and now, Jesus, you know we ain't got enough. But how many of you know that God just wants you to shut up and put up? How many of you know sometimes God just wants you to do what he says? How many of you know sometimes God ain't got time to explain everything to you? He's saying, you just trust me. You just do what I said. See, somebody wants a new job, but you ain't getting ready for a new job. Y'all ain't getting this. You want a blessing of a job, but you are not ready. You haven't prepared. Listen, corporate America would say, you dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. Somebody ought to get this. I'm trying to get somebody to get ready for the blessing. There's some woman right now saying you want a husband. Listen, you got to start acting wifey then. There's some man who wants a wife. You got to start acting husband. Y'all ain't getting what I'm saying, man. Y'all quiet on me today. I'm trying to get somebody to know, if you want to be blessed, you got to position yourself to be blessed. You got to plan to be blessed. Y'all, that's called faith. Faith is not based on what you see. Faith is based on what you believe. I wonder if I have any believers in here. You believe God gonna work that thing out for you. You believe God gonna open that door for you. You believe God gonna move that mountain for you. You believe God is going to take care of it. You got to have faith. Have you ever been in a situation where you couldn't figure it out? You couldn't see it. You didn't know how it was going to work. All you had to do was trust God. That's all you had was prayers and pennies, and you were waiting on God to work it out. So number one, you got to prepare for the blessing. Y'all making me